Welcome to the CueSports International Expo. This is the Diamond Las Vegas Open with a full field of 128 players vying for a $15,000 first prize. This is the second of 5 U.S. Pro Billiard Series events, sponsored and presented by CueSports International and Predator. The game is 10 ball, race to 4, winner breaks, best of 2 sets. If the players split sets, we go to a spot shot shootout. This is George Deacha in the booth with Jeremy Jones, and we are at the Rio All Suites Hotel and Casino, bringing you some live action. Jeremy.
Yeah, and a guy, Jung-Lin Chang.
Jung-Lin Chang.
Yeah, Jung-Lin Chang, who is very used to this arena.
He's the defending champion from last year.
Yeah, and he's
Different
started
format.
off with the 10-ball break we've come to see the last 10 years or so. I mean, it's been around longer than that, but it's been perfected by a lot of these guys. He made a ball on the break with the cue ball on the end rail, and sometimes it's harder to roll out in this kind of spot than it is to an open shot.
Sure, because there's a especially with Tony. Tony can lock you up from almost anywhere.
And I'm not sure what he's doing here. Trying to get the cue ball froze on the rail, but man, he gave him a good look at the bottom of this one, huh?
Yes, he does.
Can't Tony just put the 1 by the 2 and the cue ball on the backside of the 10?
That's exactly what I thought right away. And if someone has the skills to do this, this renowned one-pocket player sure does. Considered one of the best in the world. Well, he didn't get there. He took it all the way down.
Yeah, he found like there was a little more cover playing the 1 ball safe than there was the cue ball safe, and I think that's a pretty wise decision, really.
Well, Jung-Lin will probably kick this ball and try to put that cue ball behind a 5. Can you kick it hard enough and hold it?
Can
you hold it? Yeah, I don't think he'll get a rail. Yeah.
But he's a guy that is a very good, knowledgeable player when he has to go rail first. Comes away clean a lot. Hits the right side of the ball a lot.
He just did, yeah.
He's going to get away with this one.
Yeah, yes, he did.
So
sure did. Almost made the 3.
So I think Tony may have to kick cross corner to try and make this. He could kick up underneath it. But with the 2 ball there, man, it's easy to sell out, I think. I'm going to kick to make. Oh, he can see a piece of it. So he's going to cross this over. Try and bring the cue ball to the right side of the 2 ball if you're looking at it. Run the cue ball safe down here. Didn't quite get what he wanted with the cue ball.
Nice control of the cue ball as far as getting around the deuce and the 4 and trying to end up behind those 2 balls. I think he was trying to put the one behind the 8 or the 10. But
I'm not sure what he's doing here. Is he coming all the way behind the 4?
He's coming all the way. It looks like he's going to put the one. I thought he was going the other way. Would have been completely incorrect.
Yeah, he's going to go aggressive here, calling the 3 ball, I believe. Draw the cue ball into the 2 to hold.
You know, and aggressive is Tony's middle name.
That's for sure. Now, does he want to like soft draw it? Because he's got to hold the 1 for a shot, right? Okay, he caught the point, so that's nice.
Puts the 2 ball in front of the pocket, gives himself a 1 ball shot on the side with the 3 rail cue ball.
Now, does he just ease past the 5 a couple rails here to lay between the 4 5? I like that with the 2 kind of hanging.
Yeah, I think he'll go off the 3rd rail and come off this one. Yeah.
Got to have good speed then, not to overrun. Perfect.
Wow.
No. Just like all these matches, if you're a little underdog, it's a big part of it is how the match starts, right, George?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Getting some time at the table. Uh-oh. That one took off on him a little bit. He's going to need a bump. You got it.
And he got a good one. Well, this is a nice way to open if you're Tony Chohan. Yeah, as you mentioned, his rotation play, we were talking about that, is he's pretty much unknown for it by a lot of players, by the general public.
Yeah, well,
a lot of the players know he can play.
Yeah, it's just by participation, yeah. I think not as much.
Yep.
Doesn't participate in as many of the rotation tournaments. I think he's looking to do a little more of that now, though.
Well, he's probably not getting too much action playing 1 pocket, but he's a 756 Fargo. opposed to Jung-Lin Chang's 824, which that 824 is, I think there's only 4 players in the world with a higher Fargo rating than Jung-Lin Chang.
And talked about Tony's rotation game. When I see him and a lot of people play their best, really just like a one shot at a time process. And he's a percentage guy, you know, so he'll do that playing rotation as well, weigh his options.
3 of those 4 players with a higher Fargo are here today. Only one not here is the Chinese player Wu.
All right, 1-0, Tony Chohan.
As Tony sits and waits for John to rack the balls. Ready to break for game number 2. Jung-Lin, always so ever just patient. He just non-emotional. Just seems to walk around the table and do what he has to do. Take care of business.
Well, he plays the long-term game. You know, he's effort into every shot and then just see how it comes out at the end. Tony going to the side rail here.
Yeah, Tony defeated Donnie Mills on his first match. This is a second round match on the winner's side. And Jung-Lin defeated Marcio Smith Jr. Senior, excuse me, Marcio Smith Sr.
And I think you're going to see more players like Tony come out and play more of these rotation if we continue to have some of these rules we have here, like
oh sure,
where the table breaks a little tougher, you see a little bit more of the game. Now Tony, who banks great, does he take this on? I don't think so, but maybe.
In fact, Tony was not on the players list initially, so he came on as kind of a last-minute opening.
He's cueing downward, meaning trying to hold behind the 5 or the 6 maybe. Trying to use the 7-8 and some other balls for some cover. May have given up an opening, but not much of one, I'll tell you. Nothing easy here.
He's going to have to elevate a little bit because he needs to stop the cue ball right there for the deuce.
He's got to elevate a lot if he's going to do that.
Yeah.
He's getting down on it quickly, so that's a great camera angle. He's just going to try and use the 8 to hold the cue ball behind the 4, cutting the 1 to the end rail. Moving the 1 ball around, actually. Similar shot, but he went a little further with it.
Mm-hmm. I almost got the hook. He might have.
I think he did.
It's a small window, if there is one. This is part of the CueSports International Expo, comprised of the BCA World Championships, USA National Championships, and the Predator World 10 Ball, which will be coming up starting September 6th through the 10th.
Wow, what a hit that was. May lose the cue ball behind it. What a cold roll that
ouch. A little kiss off the 6 to boot.
Now, with the 7-8 near and the 9 a little tied up, it does go in the side. Does Chang try to open the 9-10 mildly here? That may upset the 4 ball a little bit. So he's just going to leave it alone.
Can he do that easily off the 7?
Yeah, I think if he gets that far with it, he just plays shape on the 8 because the 9 does go in the left side.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So he does have an option there, and he's, you know, hard to say anybody's Buddy Hall, but he was referenced as a guy that very similar to Buddy with the cue ball and the angles he plays and the position he plays. So I don't think he's going to get too alarmed or too worried.
Mm-hmm. I don't know, from what I've seen of him in the last 2-3 years that I've watched him play, not much worries him.
No. Like I said, you can tell he's a long-term kind of player. Stays in a good flow, but good effort every shot.
He's a shot maker too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, great shot maker.
You know, you start out, that's how you get to this, being such a great player, is of course having the tools to knock the ball in, but then you get better with your mind as you go. So
it just gets easier to knock him in with the position you learn to play.
yeah, he'll want to fall nice and heavy on the 7.
There's a good match over here. Chris Reinhold and Jesus Atencio. Jung-Lin Chang just making his way around the table. Looks like he's got the perfect angle to come up for that 9-ball on the side, as you said, Jeremy. Just follow up a little bit, and he's right there.
And that's a shot you got to kind of learn. Notice how he put top inside on that.
Yes.
But the speed,
yeah,
but the speed let the second angle come off kind of straight into position. So doesn't keep the side spin and let the cue ball get up too high there. So great shot.
Chang to break the balls. By Fargo, he is the 5th ranked, highest ranked player in the world. Tony falls just out of the top 100 at a 759, with 772 being the cutoff for the top 100.
And interesting, we've seen this a couple times. Chang broke and made a ball from the center of the table there in the first rack, and then he changed to the side rail immediately here in his second break. So
maybe just didn't like the way the balls reacted.
I guess. All right, Tony's got a. He's going into a piece of the 4. It looks like.
Yeah, it makes you think. The 8-7 seems to lay fine. If he can get good on this 3 ball, things open up pretty good for him.
Yeah, and Tony's a smart player, good position player.
Mm-hmm.
And I really think once he gets used to it, this TV kind of table, the slicker table, will really bode well for him overall.
Well, due to the fact that he's used to playing in such small pockets, playing one pocket most of the time, you know, his pocketing skills are going to be on the higher end.
Yeah, and just the way he elects to move the cue ball when he's playing well, which is with a smoother stroke, which really, I think, goes well with this table. They move the 10 over, maybe to get an early win. Oof,
no,
a little off angle. He was definitely trying to do that.
Okay.
Because the 9's making the 8-7 to the 8 kind of difficult, right? So big shot here early, long distance on the 5.
Six ball in the same pocket.
Yeah, now he's gotten where he's got to make a decision.
I'm coming into the 7 here.
3 rails?
One.
Couple.
Straight
one
across.
rail?
Does that go there?
Nah,
Can you hold it up for that?
It looks a little thick to me on the
Then
6
I would
to be doing
definitely
that.
try the 3 rails. If you can get your line without that side pocket being there, I would definitely go that route.
He doesn't want to. Maybe I don't know if he really wanted to contact anything or not. To be honest with you.
Wow.
Because I mean, unless he was going into it with a lot of speed. Now the 8 goes though. That's a good thing.
Goes
He's
by
opened
the
8.
9.
Yeah. He definitely wouldn't be shooting this without the 8 playing. Pretty smooth.
His bank game is good too.
Oh yeah. Well, you can't be a great one-pocket player,
right,
one of the best,
pretty
without really being a really good 9-ball player
What
or
nice
a great banker.
What a nice run.
I caught that a little thick. Wanted a little more cue ball movement, but that's okay.
And to take a 2-1 lead in a race to 4. Along with the break, Tony will be breaking the balls, trying to just run away with it. The man you're looking at now, though, is rather efficient at the table. When he gets there, he'll make good use of it. Jung-Lin, our tournament director, racking the balls with that new Predator rack. It's on also Predator Arcadia Reserve cloth. They're using the Predator Arcos balls, the new Predator triangle rack, and all of it on a diamond table, since this is the Diamond Las Vegas Open. Tony to break rack number 4.
I like him taking a hair of speed off, just a little bit anyways. Didn't make one though.
And he's left the cue ball straight in on the 1 for the side pocket.
Yeah,
The 2 10's available, but it's a long way away from each other. The 2's out and almost in the middle of the table. The 10's down by the corner.
Yeah, that 3 is near that 4 or 5 that's a little tied up, so that makes things a lot easier.
Makes the decision a lot easier?
Yeah, to just try and run out here, I think.
Okay.
I think he goes by the 8 for the 2 in the what will be the lower corner by the 4 ball here in a moment. You may have to stun this a hair to get to that position. That looks like what he's doing.
Those are always such pretty shots when they're stunned like that. The ball just kind of inches forward.
Yeah, now can he come to the bottom rail with a high ball here? I guess he can.
Yeah,
That's what he's doing.
Come into him with a high ball.
Don't think he'll do that. I think he'll use the 3 to open the 5 up a little bit. I think, anyway.
Straight up.
He has the entire pocket, I believe, on the 3. So.
Okay. I wasn't sure that would go.
He's looking to see if do I have to move him at all. Sometimes that flat stun going into the rail into the 5 is not as easy as you think it'd be. Looks like he's just holding position for the 4.
He's got to hold it on the rail.
No, he went in and bumped.
Oh,
okay.
That's what he was looking at.
Yeah.
He was bumping that. To get well on good on the 4, not risk getting behind the 5.
He can draw this out. It's probably normally what you would do.
Probably coming back a little bit for the 6 on the side and then come down with the 7. Stay on the underside of the middle of the table.
Yeah, make sure you can get to the bottom of the cue ball.
Up a little. There he's just right. Just one of those back at you shots. Oh, he went forward.
Yeah, if this spins out, he's going to have to work the cue ball a little bit around the 10.
Yep. I thought he'd draw it straight back into the rail.
He's elevating to stun. I like this shot versus top and side.
Will you stop it? And you come up, I mean?
The ball's close to the rail. You can really get it to move a lot like that. The key is to stay clean with it and let it turn over and kind of release. Any of you Shane Van Boney fans, he's making quick work of what it looks like over there to me. On the second round on the winner's side. Chang now to tie this at 2 apiece. It's been taking advantage of each other's break is all.
Breaking for the 5th game of the first set. Tied at 2, Jung-Lin Chang.
Yeah, Chang going back to the middle of the table. here, George.
Yeah, he didn't like that. He changed, started there, went to the side and back again. Huh? Didn't like what he saw.
Yeah, I thought he hit these great. Now, the thing about this break is you give up a shot a lot more often when you don't pocket one and you hit them right. So that said right before we went to commercial, so far it's been just capitalizing on each other's breaks through the first 4 games. Now here, this has got to just be a great feeling to get a pretty easy run out, considering 2 near the side, 3 near, 4 over the corner, 5 not too far away. This is just about keeping control, right?
Stay in the line. Don't get careful.
And he wants to gain a little angle on the 4, though.
Well, that 5 looks.
Would you draw back to where you're at now?
For the 4?
Yeah.
I think I would just stop it where I am, right where it's at.
And then cheat the pocket a little on the 4.
Just a little bit, hit it, and then use both rails to come out for the 5.
I thought he might pinch it back, 6 or 8 inches maybe, but he just brought it back a couple inches. Yeah. And when it's near like this, you just kind of got to smooth it out of there, cheat the pocket a little bit. Oh, he's wrapping around this ball, maybe.
Just don't catch that corner. So often you catch that corner, you get in trouble.
Here.
He didn't hit it quite hard enough.
Yeah, he got on top of it, so he's a little thin on the 5, but should be no problem. Or he should make it, let's say that. I guess it is a missable ball.
But it's something he probably makes and gets shape on the deuce. I mean, the 7-6 ball for the 7.
Now, Tony hasn't spent a ton of time with a shot clock, but he sure seems like he has, huh? I mean, he hasn't had any questions about it. His tempo looks great.
He'd have no problem using the shot clock playing one pocket.
Oh, my. Did he overthink this one?
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
That ball is deep.
Yeah, but it shouldn't even got that close, to be honest with you. It kind of was a miss hit from the get. And that was just trying to hold an angle that really wasn't necessary. The 8 played to both pockets, right?
Right.
You didn't have to try and hold underneath the 7. You can come above it and move the cue ball easily.
No matter where you get, just about.
Yeah, you can cheat the pocket on the 7. You can do a lot of things. Maybe if you just make sure you stay off the rail with the cue ball, I guess that was the main concern. But besides not missing.
Yeah, he's sitting in his chair shaking his head still.
Yeah. He's got to shake it off, but yeah, I don't blame him there.
Big game.
Huge.
Puts him on the hill and breaking.
He wants the cue ball cleaned. I think he may be dead rolling this. I'm not sure. You wouldn't figure he'd want the cue ball cleaned if he was going to the rail with a little inside. Maybe, though.
No, I think he's just going to roll forward and play the 9 ball in the side pocket. Oh, no, he's looking to get from where he just pointed. He's looking to get above it and play it in the same.
Well, I can tell you for sure
corner.
He's a corners guy, but I thought, seeing as how he was getting the cue ball cleaned, he would be easing this ball in.
Oh, he did.
Yeah,
he did. I thought I saw him point to the side there to be straight in for the corner, so I thought he was going to.
Maybe he was looking at his line from the other side for the 9. Maybe
that could well be.
Some occasional players will do that.
Takes the 5th game, it looks like. 3-2. Back to the chair. We have some great outer
matches going for sure.
Outer games. Take a look at Tony looking up, just going, what did I just do? He's got to let that go.
Yeah, just that was more mental than physical, I think.
And I'm sure when he comes back to the table, he'll be right. He'll be right in the mind.
Well, he's gotten a lot of opportunities after Chang's breaks, so he's got to get squared away mentally and be prepared to pounce.
Well, he sure wants this opportunity after this break so he can tie things up.
Now Chang staying in the center. He's switching sides. See if he can change something up in that regard. But nothing down yet.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anything's going to go down.
Yeah, and Tony may. Let's see what the 7 does to the 1. Nothing. So he has a cut shot in the side. I'm not sure the cross side bank goes. It's close, actually, the bank.
Yep.
He could play it off the wall shot on a bank on the 10.
Yep, and that's exactly what he's called.
I think he called the 1, maybe. I'm not sure. Because he can follow straight across for position here. Yeah, like that.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was playing, was the 1 ball. 1 rail. He's got nice on the 2 ball. Now coming up a little bit for the 3 and just maintain an angle for the 4 to get to the 5, and life is good. Well, we thought he was going to be breaking for the set to begin with.
Well,
and then he hung up that 6 ball.
That needs to go a little bit to create a nice angle. It's getting a little funny to me.
Oh, it got pretty straight.
This top inside and bleed the cue ball between the 6-8 here.
He's going to have to, because if he comes back, the side pocket is challenging.
He's got to really, really put a lot on this. He might go between the 6-10 at that angle. He's going right into the 6. Oh, got a little bump. He's got a playable shot. Got to watch the shirt now on the 9 ball. Make sure that's okay. Playing all ball fouls.
Uh-oh.
He just kind of shot that being stretched, you know. Sometimes when you get in that awkward position, it'll make you pull the trigger a little quicker.
Yeah, you're off balance. You're not laying right, so you just kind of reach down and pull that cue stick right through the ball.
He probably hits low English here, George. Excuse me, but he can go with a high ball. High ball is available.
Well, the low wraps around both balls, yeah.
Yeah. Pretty smart there to know he's going to want to take the extension, so he's cueing downward. Can't let the draw let up. He could pocket this and still come 1 rail behind the 8 if he lets up on it a little. Yeah, this is my worry right there. Nah, that was the worry a little bit. He hit a little high with the tip position, it looked like to me. The stroke was pretty good, George, don't you think?
Yeah, I thought he, that's exactly what I thought he'd play.
Do you have a cross corner here? Oh no, just has to play a mild safety. Now, Chang, in my opinion, that I've seen, one of the best at this thin cut shot if he decides to take it on. He can really hit edge on edge.
Can he? I actually...
looks like he's ducking to me.
I think so.
Trying to play the 7 mildly to the back rail, cue ball on top of the 8. I think if he tries to separate him, he's going to have problems.
Extension, please.
It's called for an extension. He realizes just how important this game is.
You know, that's the only shot I saw, really. It was just a little too flat to try and make the cue ball come back behind the 10 and hold the 7. So
Probably be kicking this ball down just past the 10 ball.
I was going to say, I thought he could get to the back rail and maybe do something with it. Looks like he's going to go ahead and go for the win here, trying to pocket the 7.
That's the aggressiveness. Oh, look at this.
Yeah, there's a little more to that than you think. Like, it is a playable shot. Now, is he just going to go for the 7 or the 7-10?
I think he just goes for the
7.
I'll
tell you what, if we were playing other rules, or you know,
two-way shots,
you could luck a ball in.
Yeah.
You may go after the 10 here.
Because the 7 might go off the 10.
All kinds of things.
Yeah.
The 9 might go in. All kinds of stuff might happen.
Like that.
There,
9 might go in. Yeah, exactly. Well, it did, but in 10 ball, you have to call the ball that's going to be pocketed. Otherwise, your player has an option, and there's no way he will be giving this back.
Yeah, you wish you had a little bit more angle. Still should be okay, but it's going to struggle to get all the way where he wants. But he's there.
Yeah. Trying to tie up the score for this set number 1.
And the break hasn't done Tony any favors, but he's looking to change that here in the case game.
Tied at 3. Tony Chohan to break the balls. It's a race to 4. He wants this game. He doesn't want to let Jung-Lin Chang out of the seat. He just says, go ahead and sit there.
Now Tony, who broke from the side rail, he's going to the center. He broke once from the center. Let's see if he puts a little more into this one. Ooh, the ball was tracking 4 rails, but nothing so far.
5 ball's going to get him, and it did.
Yeah, good thing for
Tony.
For Tony, but good thing for Chang. The 6 has kind of got the 1 covered up as far as a playable shot on the 1. So he may have a little more room to roll out here, but not much. He'll shoot the 1-6 if available, right?
I think so. Or there's plenty of options. He'll have plenty of options because there's cover all over.
Yeah. I may move the 3 here rolling out. I don't know. Just because the 2's kind of funny. I wouldn't have minded moving the 3 couple rails up table to that top rail there, making it difficult to do anything from the 2s or 3.
Do you like this kiss shot off the 1 into the 6?
Ooh, I think he's rolling the 1 behind the 6 and bumping the 7 with the cue ball, trying to use the 7 as a snooker maybe. Pretty crafty dude, that Chang, I tell you.
Yeah, he challenged Tony.
Yeah, and that's what Tony's looking at right now.
Yeah.
I think that's the only shot he's got, really. I don't think the cross corner is a play.
I just, for some reason, don't think I can let him back to the table.
Oh, he's crossing the 1.
Yeah, because I like what you said, just to kind of run the 1 ball past the 6 behind it and cue ball against the 7.
Yeah, he's playing cross corner on the 1 though. Does he go anywhere for position though?
It's almost
friendly
natural
bump on the-
position.
Well, he was
it would
getting,
have gone behind her.
yeah, he was getting snookered if he didn't touch that 8. Now, touch that 4. Now, does he play the 8? The 8's a playable shot. Is he looking at? I don't think the 2 is cuttable. Maybe it is. Wow, I think he might be shooting this with outside English. Wow, shot that deep.
What good eyes he has.
He's got a bunch of safety options, that's for sure.
He's going right behind the 8. Yeah, he's going right behind the 8.
Maybe behind the 10.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
A little hard.
Okay.
No, it didn't leak. It stayed.
Good thing the 2 caught the 8 and went that way. If it went on the path that he thought it was going to go on, he's selling out a shot. Yeah.
Yep.
He's got a 3-rail kick behind the 2, which isn't bad. 1 rail leads towards a scratch off the 2. That's the problem with that.
The bottom side.
Or the top side.
The top side.
You scratch in the corner,
yeah. It could.
But he can kick 3 rails between the, go past the 4, between the 7, 9 off that first rail and come to the back of the 2. He's getting the jump here. Don't see Tony shoot a lot of these close ones. One thing I've been impressed with so far, though, is the management and how calm he looks with the shot clock. Oh, that's a foul. That's ball in hand there. That'll cost him ball in hand and probably the first set.
He touched the 10 ball with his hand.
Fouls.
Yeah.
Wow. So somewhat like that missed 6 earlier. He's going to have to shake that off going into set number 2 because Chang's at a high rate to run out from here and take set number 1, George.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was in Arizona where you and I talked about we saw it all after a couple of days.
Yes, we got
same things happening here in Vegas.
You know, one of the things I say about Tucson, for such a small town pool-wise, it sure drew a great field of players with this Arizona Open, part of this Pro Billiard Series events, the very first one. They're holding those in conjunction with their state championships that CueSports International puts on.
He wants the draw to get a little angle on the 6, but I think he wants to be heavy enough to come 1 rail on the 6 to the 7, not come around the 9. It's not the worst thing in the world if he has to come around the 9. But I would rather come 1 rail between the 7, 9 to get on the 7. That way you're closer.
I like that a lot, sure. Because if you play position to wrap it around the 9,
you're further away,
rails,
right?
And you're also bringing the side pocket into play. Even you get a little excited and then you travel too far, come out of that corner pocket with those 2 rails, it heads right to where the cue ball is because that's where you want to be. So
yeah, and I'll tell you, there's a lot of guys that do it great in this room, but I don't think anybody does it better when it comes to piecing a rack together, shot for shot, than Chang.
Yeah, I'll tell you, he does a lot of things extremely well. And that's why he is one of the top players in the world.
And he's another guy, I'm not sure his exact age. You could probably tell me, but
he is 36 years old.
Yeah, but he's another guy that has come a long ways, in my opinion. And it's just not recently just hit the scene. I've seen him playing for 15 years and always a good player, but really the last 4 or 5 years really stretched it out. Became one of the best in the world.
Well, doesn't he have a big match scheduled with Shane coming up?
I believe so.
Yeah, I thought so too. Just since I couldn't think of the dates, I didn't want to bring it up. And I think that's going to be a big match because that's that's top 5 players in the world.
Did that go too far here to maybe missable? Well, it's a little natural scratch cross side, so he's got to be concerned with that.
It's missable for me. I don't think it's missable for him.
Well, like you said earlier, we're not on the practice table, George. We're in the main arena.
And that side pocket is also, as you said, a consideration.
And you put a little more into the
Yeah.
cue ball.
Tony Chohan will be breaking since he lost the opening lag, the second set, after losing the first set 4-3. He had a great chance to move up there, and minor error. He touched the 10 ball with his hand, all ball fouls.
Yeah, he's made the 4-railer on the 3 there. He's going to get a great starter on the 1.
And he's going to get a great starter to start the first set, second set, the first game.
Yeah, I think he might have to come 3 rails, kind of overcut the 1 to the pocket a little bit, get the cue ball somewhere where it's at now, in between the 5-6. 2 rail. He could draw 1 rail out slowly, I guess.
And just kind of go by the 2 on the way for the 2.
Yeah, I like inside. So he's going to draw it out slowly like that.
He made it a little tougher by hitting it.
Well, you have to stay away from that. The good thing for him is the 5's near. You know, he doesn't have to get back on this end of the table. So wants to avoid all contact on the 5 here, though.
And he
it's going to work out okay. Good thing he caught it nice and heavy, right?
Yeah, I didn't think it went that far off the rail, off the side rail.
Yeah, if he catches a piece of the 5 on the bottom or the top, could be really bad. But now he's a little on the 50. Doesn't. Go ahead, George.
I was going to say, to tell you the truth, it looks to me like he got Jung-Lin Chang's attention. He's being very attentive now. So Tony's doing something different that he picked up, I think. Before, he wasn't really that attentive towards the table, just waiting his turn.
Well, I think Chang knows, really probably a duck 6 ball is what, you know, kept him in that first set against Tony. Tony makes that 6 that's on the bottom rail there in game number, was it game number 5, I think, or maybe game number 6. Tony probably takes the first set. So that'll grab your attention as much as anything.
Yeah, they went back and forth the first 3 games, and then Jung-Lin Chang rattled off 2 games, and Tony got 1 to tie it up. And then, of course, that big mistake cost Tony. He didn't waste any time, you know, going through this rack.
No, he looks pretty smooth to me. And Tony, always one of the fan favorites.
Well, he's, you know, when he's so effortless when he shoots, his cueing looks almost like he's practicing most of the time. It's just smooth, flowing.
Yeah. Well, he's a casual dude, you know. That's just how he is.
He's a good guy. I like his. I mean, he was at the Texas Open, and I saw a couple of pictures he took when he came in second or third or whatever it was that he came in, and a smile on his face. He's just happy, you know. Unlike other pictures I saw where people were upset because they didn't win.
Right.
They placed but didn't win. And that speaks volumes. I think he realizes that in today's pool world, being at the top, when you're surrounded by other top players, is a compliment, whether you were first or fifth.
Oh yeah.
Because one shot like that 6 ball that he hung, and then the 10 ball that he touched, can cost you a set. And in these short races, it can cost you a set against anyone.
Yeah, I'm interested to see, and I'm sure we will at some point. We may see it in this set, or this match rather. Interested to see how Chang shoots the spot shot.
Oh.
Because he's, you know, not only a great cueist, but brilliant. His mind is brilliant, in my opinion. And I'm wondering, you know, he's a percentage guy. He's going to shoot it the way he feels percentage-wise best to make it. I'm just curious.
I can see why, Jeremy. You know, since you're so analytic about the game and about shots and the English, and as he is, so.
Nothing easy here, though, even though he's got what could be a little bit of a big pocket, but if he hits it thick to the pocket and catches the 2, I think it hangs. I think it catches that left point and hangs. So he's got to use the rail and maybe a little bit of the 2 coming in. Like that.
Nice call.
Yeah, well, it's just kind of like smart way to play it, you know. He didn't maybe want to hit up the rail that far. You know, it wasn't quite as pretty as we wanted maybe, but effective,
Yeah, pretty enough for me. I mean, I'd be very happy with what he just did.
Super great touch for a big man. And of course, whoever makes it deep in this tournament, they're going to be playing great. And that's a lot of players, you know. It doesn't have to be just the Final Four or whatever, but whoever figures out the break on this table, looks like to me, is the one that's going to have a big edge as well.
Yeah, they're going to play their last few games on this table.
Yeah.
All day Saturday, we'll have all the finalists on this table for the most part. Look at this. And it's little things like that that they'll get used to and avoid.
Well, and that's about a foot overran because he wanted an angle on the 5 to make the 6 a little easier. Not saying the 6 is super tough, but
you can almost see Tony smiling behind that mask.
Yeah, you got to have a little bit of an imagination and know these guys to know what's going on behind that mask. But just a sliver of the 80s going over, so it doesn't take much as far as power.
Not smiling anymore.
No, and he's still not out of the woods here. If the 10 wasn't there, it's different. But this is thin, so the cue ball's going to have a little speed.
3 rails, get back where he's at.
I think so. We'll see how he likes to cue it with a little left. probably. It's extreme left or extreme
Oh,
right.
yeah,
One of the two.
He could wrap it around.
I think he's throwing it into the right. Yeah.
No, oh, he is nice and soft.
Yeah, he really let the English grab.
Yes, he did. He really maneuvered that ball instead of powered that ball in position.
Okay, the 8 plays in the side. Wouldn't doubt he stays above it here to use that side rail to move the cue ball to the 9. Came over more than I thought. Well, he stayed above it. He just killed it a little bit with draw. So.
And interested to see how he plays this 9. If he goes on the inside of the 10 ball towards the rail or stays on the outside.
Probably the inside of it, but he may come all the way across. That should work.
Come up just a hair and play it in the corner. Oh, now he's got an angle that he can come out, right? For the side.
I think he pinches it and plays it in the upper right.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was going to be doing. But as I look at this, maybe he...
He tried to get out. Surprising to me. I thought he could pinch it back and have a little less cut to the upper right. He was trying to get out for the upper left.
You see, when the shots are like that, I don't mind it. I'd like being on the inside of that, playing it to the upper right.
Yeah, this is just all about your quality practice. Good cueing. Pretty easy shot for these guys.
Jung-Lin Chang to break the balls for game number 3 after winning game number 2, and they're tied at 1.
Only thing I could see is maybe, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He unloaded. It's varying the speed on the break here. You know what I mean, George?
Yep. He didn't get.
He wants to stay there, but the speed, you know, he unloaded on those.
He did, and he didn't get that little pop that he got on the other ones.
I don't think he's really wanting it when you hit it that hard.
Okay.
You know, that's kind of like how
takes a little bit away.
Well, Tucher lost the cue ball, getting it that pop at a high rate. You know, I think you want a little bit flatter cue ball if you're going to really unload.
Is he going for a quick win here?
I think so,
he is.
Yeah. I think he's going to play.
I like this shot.
Yeah, he's going to play the one down mildly here. He wants to play the one just to the backside of the 5, maybe-ish. The cue ball's coming up behind the 2-7 anyways, right?
He played straight into it. I thought he would use the rail.
Yeah. I think that had a little bit more to do with controlling the one, getting the one out of dodge a little bit there. So
Yeah, on a shot like that.
he's left a tough kick shot. Wow.
And the 10 ball's very available. When he kicks this ball, he's gonna send the one down.
Yeah, I
down
don't know
by
how
it.
he's going to kick that way, though. I think he's doing the right thing here, maybe jumping at a piece of the one.
You know, it might not be a bad idea to jump this ball, catch the left side of the one, and maybe the cue ball goes back down and makes the 10 and calls it.
Well, you got to call
It's
something.
wild. Yeah,
He's
you
going
gotta
to call the
something.
5.
Yeah.
He's swerving.
Oh, I get you. I think you're right.
No, he's jumping
He's
a little
jumping
piece
with a
of
full
it.
cue. He's only jumping a quarter.
Hard ball to jump at a full cue. Wow.
See, that's what I thought. I thought he might
Wow.
come back there and call that 10.
Well, I was going to say the only way he could really make the 10 on that shot is to double kiss it in, and he almost did so.
Yeah.
And now he's really turned the tides here.
He's left a hard kick too here.
Yeah,
He's got to jump and hit this ball, and the ball's going to come down.
I think he can
What
get
a shot.
between the 2 and 7 with the cue ball, I think. And get to the back rail.
I looked at it earlier, and we had a good camera angle just a little bit ago. They gave us that between the 2-7 to the foot rail, and it just didn't look like it was quite there. But it looks like that's what he's playing. There
He's
it
going to
goes.
shade the one is what he wants to do here. Not real hard.
He is coming
I
between
got a
them,
little pull. He's hoping for a snooker.
and he got it.
Yeah, he was always calling the 10. No reason not to.
Yep, he got it. Wow.
And Chang's concerned here. Do you see? That's twice he's really tried to get a view to see if he got the snooker. Normally, he just
walks
goes
away.
back to his chair.
Well, this
and
is
then,
why I
you know,
said there was
so-
something in Tony's demeanor when he came to the table during the first game that caught his attention.
Yeah.
He just really seemed to zero in on watching Tony.
What do you call here? The 3? Did he call the 3 maybe?
I don't.
He
I
could
didn't see him
draw off
call
of this
anything.
and go towards the 10 with the cue ball. This is maybe going to hurt.
Oh, yep, it
Yeah.
sure is. I think he can see it.
Yeah, he surely can. And just going to make sure he takes care of the cue ball. He's got a huge pocket. No reason to try and hit this dead pure. Use a little bit of the rail. Only way to really miss it is overcut the ball, right? Oh, he has to jump this a piece.
Just a little.
Oh, wow. That makes he could kick behind this and make the 10 as well. He might miss this.
Huh. He scratched.
Wow,
he
he
scratched off the
scratched.
5.
Wow. So you don't see much movement from Chang.
He jumped
No
around.
matter- Yeah, he sure did.
Did he already use his extension?
Yeah, he used his
Okay.
extension early on the kiss shot on the 10, I believe, when he tried to play the billiard on the 10. And that's where the guys, you know, we talked about the Moscone, you get a minute after the break, right? It really has to be a terrible situation to try and use your extension along with that full minute you get as well. Got a little straight here. He still can go towards the 3 decently, but he doesn't want to have to move the cue ball anything but one rail at the 5. He's all right.
This is big for Tony.
Well, I think he was just a step away from winning the first set.
Well, this is why I think it's so big. It's just sometimes when you think you have it, or it looks like you're going to have it, and it gets away from you with a mistake, with a big error, it plays in your mind for quite some time. It didn't seem to play with Tony's mind. He came back actually more determined.
Well, and he's done well in a lot of great fields. Maybe not rotation as much, but you know, and he's a big action guy, so you have to be able to leave things behind, right?
Oh,
So
no, he does. Yeah.
he got way out of line here. Hard to hit with top inside. Drawing the ball, you may end up on top of this. Nothing easy here at all. So you wrap in the corner with low outside, low right, I mean. This is what I was worried about with the draw stroke.
Not getting there.
Yeah, getting on top of the 8. You almost have to commit to really letting the stroke out to get on top of it, or pick a different line to fall below the 8. One of the two.
I like the 2-railer for the 8 ball to the center of the table, center of the head rail, and the cue ball behind the 10.
Yeah. That center of the end rail is so common a place that you get for safety. Has a lot to do with, you know, the money ball being around that spot area so often. Tony maybe 6-5 favorite from here, believe it or not. Not much more than that. Maybe 7-5.
Because he kicks so well.
Yeah, now this 8 is real close to the rail, so kind of hard to get behind it. But watch how smooth he hits it. He won't kill it. Yeah, he cut it. And that's what I was saying. And 8 was so close to the rail.
I thought if he got right behind it, I thought that that 8 ball might trend or track towards right behind the 9, right at the 10.
He's got to be careful here.
He's on the rail. He's got a hard shot.
Yeah, if you don't catch the 10 full, you could fall to the end rail for the 9.
I might play this in the corner.
Really?
Yeah.
You can't play this in the corner. You can't take on that miss. But he's got to hit the 10 nicely, and he did.
Okay, and see, I'm so scared of hitting that 10 and going right into that pocket on the bottom there on the right.
Yeah, I don't think that was much of a worry, but getting on this bottom rail was a big worry.
Yeah, when I glanced at it, that's why I said I might play this in the corner.
Now, does he just hold the ball here and take the cut?
I can't see the
wow, he's juicing it up with a high ball.
He's going to come all the way down.
Wow. He's got the stroke for it, that's for sure. Easy to overcut this, though, whenever you're shooting it that way, and that's what he did.
Easy to rattle.
Well, if you're not used to it, you don't anticipate how easy the ball cuts on the TV table. So,
well, Jung-Lin Chang is a Predator sponsored player, and he will bring this ball back with that carbon fiber.
Well, he's tipping up a little bit, so he's
so
going
forward.
Three rails.
So much for bringing it back.
He's a little worried about the corner, but he's going to be all right.
Yeah.
He's a character too.
Yeah, he was playing a little drama, trying to show a little excitement. He knew he was good. Jung-Lin Chang to break the balls, leading 2-1 in the second set, and a race to 4. Oh, they're with the cue ball. Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, huh?
Yeah, Tony's down 2-1 after winning the first game here in set number 2. Lost 2 in a row, but can draw him up tight. here. 2. Now he's got a nice, he can draw on the 2 ball on the side to get to the back side of the 4 if he chooses. I would. I don't like shooting the 4-6 with that angle there with the other balls there. Now, if the 5-8 wasn't there, hey, the 4-6 is fine because you're going to have plenty of room for the 4 to open up. But otherwise, I would have fallen short on the 2 to just come to the rail and the back side of the 4 with that other congestion. So we'll see how Tony elects to play it. He was trying to do so anyways, but
he's going to get behind us.
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
He's okay. But, you know, when you have to stun the ball, your touch isn't as good as just rolling off the 2 to the backside of the 4.
Gotcha.
So.
I just thought he was going to slide by that 6.
Yeah, the 6 was too close to the rail, I think, for that to happen. But see, now cueing and getting on the 5, nothing easy. He's taking the 4 on the side.
I thought he would take
Watch out 7 ball.
Yeah.
Watch out 7 ball right here. Yeah, that looked like a huge ball to slow his progress down. I'm surprised he didn't see that. Tony's a good 3 cushion player as well, and you kind of see those angles, you know. So
I thought he would play it in the corner. Just
I don't think it went by the 7.
That could be.
Plus, he couldn't get he was on the rails, so he couldn't dig on the cue ball to get position on the 5. But now he's kind of trapped. He's going to have to use a little. Is he banking this? Look at this. He's going to twist this over. Oh, he's about to foul the 9 if he doesn't watch it. You better really watch that 9 ball. He's going to lay that shirt right on it. John Lehman needs to do the same because he is really close. Oh, he's. That's what I was thinking. He had to use the 6 to try and get the snooker.
And I was about
to say. The slick table got him a little bit there.
I was watching his shirt so intently, I was about to say that the cue ball could slide off the 6.
Yeah. I'm not so sure the shirt didn't really touch the 9 ball, to be honest with you. It was awfully close. Now, he got a lot of angle here to pull above the 10. He's definitely got the stroke to do it, but it's not necessary, though.
I think he's going to go forward.
Well, he's chalking up pretty heavy there.
Never mind. Because it goes forward real nice right between the 7 and the 8.
Yeah, me, myself, I don't mind playing the 7 up long, but he got that. He got deep on the cue ball there, right? He got a lot out of that. Now, I wonder if he holds this or if he comes to the rail.
I think he's going to try to hold it there. His angle looks good for the 8 to get to the 9. Maybe he'll 2-rail this for position on the 9.
I think he pulls it up the rail.
Pull it up, yeah. As I sit up a little bit, I can see he can just pull it up.
This is similar to that top English shot earlier. Just hit right before. Oh, he came twice.
Just played short rail.
Yeah, he got pretty thin.
Yeah, this is pretty steep. Yeah. He does this well, as you mentioned. He cuts the ball down the rail very well.
Well, the good thing about the way he does it, unless he has to, he goes with the more full stroke and running the cue ball in these types of shots, which makes pocketing the ball a lot easier.
For a 3-1 lead. Jung-Lin Chang over Tony Chohan. Second set. A win on the next game by Mr. Chang, and this set is over. Tony will go to the 1-loss side. He will continue. Jung-Lin will continue to play, and we'll meet the winner of Tyler Steyer and Sakura Muramatsu. Young lady from Japan, you said?
Yeah, she's traveling with Oi.
Okay.
Finished 3rd place in the ladies division at the Texas State Open, her first trip to America. Allison Fisher won the Texas State Open in the ladies division. Courtney Peters coming second. Backing off. Don't see one down yet. Is the
There goes
5
the
ball
foul.
creeping?
No, they got there, hit the rail. Hit the corner of the pocket. This looks good for Tony.
No
Yeah.
excuses here, right?
No, no.
Let's get nice and heavy on the 3 here in a moment to be able to shoot the 4, and from there, looks really easy work for these guys.
If I was down 3-1 in a set and my opponent broke dry, this is what the layout I wish I had.
Or one of them.
Or
huh?
one of them, yeah, exactly. Not
Just
saying
doesn't
I,
want to get thin here. Position on the 4 is the main one.
not saying I would be successful in the run, but that's one of these tables that you look at and you say, if I can't run these, maybe I just can't win.
Well, he's playing great. I mean, Tony is
No,
playing
no,
great.
yes,
There's just
yes.
been a few mistakes, and they aren't mistakes that got built up. They were kind of abnormal mistakes, things that you won't see happen very often. You know, it's one thing when a guy's struggling from shot to shot, and then, you know, he shot 2 or 3 shots in a row that led towards this miss because he kept getting more out of line, more out of line, more out of line. But it was really just kind of maybe, I wouldn't say taking your eye off that 6 ball, but something happened there that was abnormal in the first set. So.
And that's just it. Sometimes those things happen and the match just seems to slip away, or the set seems to slip away.
All right, looks like he's falling around this. And that's what I mean about playing well. When he has to unload the stroke a little bit, it's there. He's not worried about it. All right, just make sure you don't fall straight in.
I like the way he plays that ball off of there, just with the little outside, which comes straight off. You can see the cue ball spinning over.
Slow check on the cue ball,
slow check. Yeah, it's so nice.
He does that a lot. This
He
could
went
get
a
on the
little far.
50.
Yeah. He's okay. He's
all right. But did he catch a little like ball and rail first there? That ball didn't act like the top inside that I thought it would. He's steadily creeping a little more out of line.
Yeah, this is the hardest shot he's had in this run. And it's supposed to be the easiest.
Well, just a little surprising. I thought he would draw that one rail back up with a 10 on the side. Knocks it in though.
to break, trailing 2-3. Needs to win this game to stay in the match and send this game to a shootout. One that we would really like to see.
He's made a ball. He hasn't made a ball very often in this match. Just gonna, I don't think the cross side, it looks like the 8's in the way, so we're gonna see a safety to start. I think the 3 went right in the side here, even though he didn't hit the 1 as square as he would have liked, but it was decent. Tony really nice with the cue ball as far as like stunning this forward on top of the 9. Could have got a little closer. This jump shot, watch out. I'm telling you. Chang, if the 7's not like stopping the jump from possibility, he's going with the short cue.
He seems to be coming, and he's playing with that new Predator jump cue, the air jump, I think it is. I think I'm going to have to get one of those, Jeremy, even though I don't use it very often. But I do like the way it hits the ball.
You got to have a good jump cue these days. There's so many good ones out there.
Yep, I totally agree with that. I mean, there's some good ones on the market.
That's a great camera angle there. A little fortunate there. And you don't always expect to leave a shot, but he left him a little treacherous here. This is, he may have to kick to the bottom rail and try and stick the cue ball from a very off angle. So this will be draw. Good thing is you don't have to hit it very hard to really move the 1 or draw the ball. Oh, he hit it great. What a shot.
Wow, what a shot.
And that's a little bit of math measuring it, but a lot of feel, right, George?
That's a shot that's not in my repertoire.
I don't know about that. You know, Tony spent a lot of hours in that 1 pocket, right? So you get a lot of feel for that kick and stick.
Yeah, I like the kick and sticks. I just that looked a little bit too far from the rail for me, and I mean, I was impressed.
All right, looking for a roll. I don't know if he's going to get it other than leaving him a little bit flat and maybe only a half a pocket on the 1. This is hard.
This is hard.
And I don't, you know, if he could bank it cross corner to help the cue
it?
ball, yeah, that's what I was going to say. That's also difficult. So he's loading up here. That's got to go. He's going to get clear at least. But he's going to be awfully thin on the 2, which isn't the worst thing trying to get on the 4.
He's got to get down on the 4, so I think he goes for this.
Oh, absolutely. Just he'll flick this in with a little left. Trying to come 2 rails kind of at the 10, I think, something like that. I don't think he's going with the right. Oh, he went with straight high ball. It just didn't look like straight high ball was ever getting on the 4 to me. For sure, anyways, I'm saying. Now, he could have kissed that ball.
I like the left English and using the side rail. Because if you do kiss the ball, well, if you do kiss the ball, you more than likely kiss the outside of it and come towards the right side to give you shape on the 4.
Oh, that looks really nice with the cue ball there. He'll call the side pocket. He likes to kick 2 rails underneath these a lot of times, I think. And try and hold the cue ball. This one's a lot easier than that 8 ball we had a few games ago. The 4's up a little bit. So the key to this is not to overhit it. That way you really keep your line. Ooh, we got a little thin, so Tony's going to get a chance. Boy, that 4 is deep, though. What do you do here, George? Look at this coming from across the middle of the table. This is one of the toughest angles on a deep ball.
He's going to jack up and spear it in.
And do what, though?
Come straight back.
Oof. You'd like to use a little bit of the rail.
He doesn't have to go back far. He just has to come back, you know, about a foot.
Yeah.
If the 9 ball wasn't there, he's
Yeah.
there.
Murphy's Law.
Yeah. If things can't go wrong.
Yeah. Oh, if I catch a 9, what's the chances of it carrying with the cue ball to snooker me?
Yeah, you
And
think
there it
that,
happens.
and whenever you think that, that's when you usually get snookered behind the 9. You know, it amazes me sometimes when you see in your mind, you sit there and say, okay, I'm going to hit this because it can't snooker me, and Murphy's Law,
Yeah.
and it comes right up and you're snookered.
Possibility, right? Law of attraction. Put it in your mind and it may happen.
Well, I think that maybe when you put it in your mind, since you see it, you know how you visualize. That's what and you didn't talk to your mind about taking care of it. That's what happens.
Yeah.
You do it because that's what you saw.
Well, making the 4 wasn't effort. Gonna need some luck though. You're gonna get it. Is this 5 gonna open up? No.
No, he's going to leave him a combo.
Off angle though, but I think he shoots at it most likely.
I think so. Like you said, it's close to it, so it's a little more of a cut than it appears to be.
Anytime those balls start to get close to each other, the angles grow quickly. He's playing safe. Initially he was anyways. He's going to try and feather this and come one rail right back on the 9. And now he's putting inside. He may get a kiss here. He may get a kiss on the 5 here, and I really hard to believe he didn't recognize that. I know he's not a one pocket player. They don't play that really where he's from, but normally you can feel the kiss even if you're not, a top 9 ball player.
If he's a billiard player, he'll see the kiss.
Yeah.
Well, that's what Tony needed, was some kind of a mistake like that to come back to the table.
He's getting on the rail, so he's got a little more of the cut on this 6 ball than you think. So I may come across the 8 here.
Yeah, come right back to where he's at and shoot the 7 just off the rail, not be on the rail.
He went and hit that second rail, which is smart. Now he can follow his ball if he wants it. Looks like maybe it's too much angle.
I think he comes into the 10 with it, doesn't he? Or is he going to hit the top of the 10?
It's close. He's drawing the ball. Nice shot. Good choice.
Well, it looks like he can close this out and tie it up. Here's your spot shot wraparound.
Wow.
He didn't come up far enough. He decided to play. I thought he'd go 2 rails and play
light.
line shape and play it to the corner, and he's got a shot. Just draw it though. Stay away from the. Oh, he just followed by. Tie it up.
So we're a game away from
Another shootout. Yeah.
another shootout.
As long as Tony wins it. So, folks, I guess you have to root for Tony here to win this game. If you want to see a shootout. And I think this would be high-powered. I think this. Well, we saw a great one. We saw a great one with Darren Appleton and Skylar Woodward. We saw another one, actually a better one, with Victor Zielinski and Alex Pagalion, where Alex missed the last shot.
Yeah, we had one. Was that yesterday with the Lunar?
Yeah, in Albin Ocean, and Jeffrey did the same thing, missed the last one. But he missed it first, and Albin came back and made his.
Yeah, well, I think they pocketed the first 4.
Yes.
And then when they backed it up a diamond in the sudden death, we were wondering, does DeLuna still try to stun the ball from that extra diamond away?
That's exactly right.
And he did, and I wouldn't say his decision cost him, but he definitely missed the ball. Now, is the 8 going to get away here? It doesn't look like it. Tony's in a good position. May have to shoot the 2 from some distance, though. We'll see. Does he risk moving the cue ball around the 8 here? He's got a little bit of an angle.
Well, if he's moving the cue ball around.
Ooh, man, where's he going with it?
Yeah, exactly. He's got to come to the right side of the 9, or kind of on the side where the cue ball is now.
Well, I don't think he can get to that point.
That's
I was thinking
right.
between the 6-9 is what I was thinking, but.
Anytime you're trying for a window, how many times did they close it?
Well, yeah, he's just going to take the shot. I think that's a smart choice. You got to make one big shot. Did he get there?
I don't think he got there.
Are you telling me he didn't go look to where he needed to get there and not get there? Or
I think the
wow,
9 ball's
he
in the
didn't
way.
even get close
Yeah,
to there.
exactly.
And the 7's in the way of the kick shot because he could possibly make the 2 or the 10. Still, if he had a kick shot now. He's got to go above the 7 and spin this, right?
Yeah, it looks like he's going to jump it.
Oh, with the 9 that far away, huh?
Extension, please.
I'm not sure where he's going with the kick.
That's what he's looking at right now.
Around the 5 with a lot of spin, trying to make the 10 in the lower right corner.
That's exactly what he's looking at right now.
Around the 5 with a high right. Like Massey right. Does he get the 10 to the hole, though? Even if he does hit it well. No, that ain't going to get it to the hole. It would have, actually. So pretty good effort from where he was, but an alarming position play on the 1 to the 2. Right?
Yeah, I guess he all he had to do is fall forward just a little more, and you called it. Do you leave yourself with a long shot, or do you play around and risk anything else?
Well, the thing about the long shot, the reason why you do that is because you're securing position. You're not ever supposed to be almost a full ball hooked right there. He's using the 9. He's going to open the 2 up a little bit.
Took away the side rail, but he can see the left side of the 2.
Yeah, he sure can. So we'll see how well the stroke is as far as edging the ball and running it. He's got a little help with the 8, meaning if the 2 comes up a little, maybe he leaves a combo instead of a straight in. This looks like, to me though, good chance he's catching the 9 coming 2 rails out with the cue ball.
He's got to hit that 2 ball awful thin not to.
Oh,
And
wow,
he did.
what a
What a night. Look at this behind the 5.
Behind the 9 at least.
Yep.
Well, it may have come out for a little edge. Yeah, I think so. Now, if he can bank this down, even if he has to swerve his ball a little bit with left, if he can bank it between the 7-9 and kill the cue ball on the right side rail, that may be okay.
I like, you know, in tense situations like this, wearing the mask, I like the way the eyes, Jung-Lin, Chang's, and Tony's will just measure up the opponent to see, look for a tell of some sort. Are they confident with this? Do they have something?
It's almost like a poker game.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're not knowing if somebody's watching your eyes or not. You're watching them, but are they watching you?
Yeah, I'm going to start wearing sunglasses.
Well, I don't know if you can. That's the shot I was talking about, but he had to swerve his ball to do so. And I think he may have left a little edge. It's close.
It's close going between the 6 and the 9.
Those eyes you were talking about, Tony's shake of the head, so that tells me.
They're so expressive, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, there's a character out of a movie that ever since I've known Tony, I told him he reminded me of. I won't bring it up right now. It's nothing bad, but a little too tense a situation to be talking about cartoons.
Uh-oh. Did he use his extension already?
Yes, he did.
He made it. Ooh, I thought he made that ball.
Yeah.
Which was good, having to hurry it like that.
Okay, the 3 didn't go by the 5. I don't think he wants to wrap the ball around the 8, flirting in that
He's
manner.
going to draw the ball to the rail and
then get between the 6-9.
Yeah,
I thought he may try and come around the 6 and try and get for the 3 in the side is what I thought he might do.
I guess he can get around the 8.
He doesn't want to flirt with the 8. And he caught the 6. He's going to need a little bit of a roll, searching for a pocket. Now, does he just pinch him up on top of the 6 right here?
Well, I think so. I think that's a good shot. I like that.
Just play the 3 to the rail by the 5 and he's looking at something else. Oh, he's putting the 3 over
behind the 5 and 3 by the 7.
Maybe on the 5. I don't think he got there. He's left an edge of the 3 here. And if Tony wanted to swerve his ball, he may be able to get him behind the 7. Doesn't have anything offensive though. Yeah, this is the shot I was talking about. Swerve it lightly and use the bump on the 7 to get the snooker. Good shot. He wants that ball to get near the rail, that's for sure.
Jung-Lin kicks very well here.
Yeah, I'm laying big odds on the hit.
Yeah,
that's for
big
sure.
odds on the hit, and he's going to go 2 rails to come off that ball for the 5.
Medium speed.
And this is a shot that, he
Wow.
whiffed it. As we spoke, you know, either you hit it underneath or you whiff it if you don't make it. Folks, from here, it's kind of likely we have a shootout, but it has to happen. He's got to make it happen.
Yeah, it's just the 6 ball. It doesn't track by the 8. Okay, so he's going to have to play it for the upper left most likely. It's out in the middle of the table, so sometimes easy to get a little out of line on a ball like that. You're not near a rail with it. I'd like to get pretty straight on it myself.
Got to be back, kind of where he is right now, doesn't he?
Yeah, it's falling away a little bit. I'd like to be dead straight and just be able to roll past that ball. Now he's got to make a shot and move the cue ball. It's natural, but he's still got to make a shot.
He's got to make sure he goes past that 9 ball off that rail. He did.
Man, we're looking at another shootout here.
Oh. You just put a smile on my face, Jeremy. Watch these 2 guys shoot it out.
Well, we got another one going on out on the winner side between Chris Reinhold and Jesus Atencio.
Yeah.
All right, looks like he's high balling this 2 rails back over. Let's go just a little bit. Looks good.
He's going to be going down, up, and back again. Or is he going to slow
No, he
roll
can
it?
slow roll it.
Slow roll it.
And I was wondering how Chang is going to shoot the spot shot, and we're going to get to see. Find out.
Here we go into the shootout. 4 innings per player. They alternate sides. The highest score wins. They'll start where the check mark is, or the other side, and shoot to the arrow, as you see on the bottom of your screen. And if they're tied at 4, they will back up to ball 1 diamond.
Yeah.
Your choice of side.
We'll show you all that graphic if we get there, and it's
Chang won the lag, so he goes first and picks the side.
And this is kind of how I thought he would shoot it, with the cue ball off the rail, with more of a just a high natural ball. Chris Reinhold went on to defeat Jesus in the shootout. That just looks like the solid way to shoot it to me. Federer showed
I'm
me
with
that.
you.
I thought that before I saw Federer shoot it, but when he shot it as well in his win in Arizona, I thought it just looked like the better way to play it. What do you think, George? Man?
I like the way he shot that. If I have to shoot spot shots, I'm going to shoot him just like that. Just off the rail, about a diamond in, or even where he's at. Put my hand on the table and get steady. And hopefully hit it as good as that.
Pretty smooth there. He barely got to the end rail with the cue ball, which is not something we've seen too much of here in the spot shot shootout.
That's about, where did the cue ball end up? I didn't see it.
On Tony's, it barely, like a lag
Barely
speed
hit
to the
the
end rail.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually.
Now he's got to switch sides here. Yeah, got to switch sides.
I usually hit it just where I come maybe a foot off the head rail. Not much more than that. The way I like to shoot it, but this is.
Oh, this camera angle shows you how dead center they're hitting it. Pretty good there. Yeah, very unlike golf, you know, where you may want to see your opponent tee off first because, you know, it may change what you do. Here, even if you see your opponent miss, you still have to get down there.
You still have
and
to.
make it.
You have to produce. Yeah. You still got to
given to you. Two apiece.
And the pressure builds. Both players look as calm as a Sunday afternoon stroll. I didn't know what to say as far as how calm you're going to look.
So that's pretty calm, it sounds like.
Grandma sitting in her rocking chair having a cup of tea.
Okay, put a little more into that one. Still hit it nice.
I do like the white glove treatment there. Get anything off the cue ball.
Saw a little movement there.
And he felt it too.
Yeah.
He felt it.
And it's funny, it's the same thing, just a little bit abnormally quick backswing for Tony there. And
his only hope is that Jung-Lin misses this ball.
And then he still has to make as
He still has to make it as well, correct. Like you said, you know,
you're not getting
you're
a
not
gift.
getting it. You
no
have
gifts.
to produce.
Yeah.
There's no gifts. You have to make balls.
Now,
You have to
guys,
make
your
the
opponent
shots.
can help you out a little bit here and there, but there ain't going to be no flat gift,
Yep.
that's for sure.
None of this hanging at the 10 ball for you.
That's right. Expect this one dead center, really. Yeah. So Chang survives what I thought was a very threatening match.
Pointed at the